Hey guys, it's actually March 23rd. I know when I filmed the last set of clips, I said I was gonna film the very next day, but I just didn't end up doing it. And by the time it got to the end of the day and I could do a video, it was nighttime by that point. So, so I just decided to not. And then yesterday was my dad's birthday, so we were up doing stuff related to that. I we we My mom made the cake, and we ended up having that before the dinner that he picked. He actually picked KFC, so mom ordered a bunch of stuff at KFC, and mom, Chris, and I picked it up, and we had that for dinner that last night. And like I was at first I was wanting mom to see if she could take Chris to a park, because he still had my little brother, he had a lot of energy yesterday, and we were trying to get him to run some of it off, but she didn't really want to, and so I asked if I could walk with him up to, because we got one park in our neighborhood, and then we have one that is kind of at the center of the community, just past like the shopping center. Um, and so my parents agreed. Um, and she ended up just dropping us off on the way home. Um, yeah, she ended up just dropping us off on the way back home, because she was gonna go. Because it's funny, when we ordered the food, we realized that they gave us like barely any fries. Um, so mom went to Hagen and got some of the JoJo's that they have there. I asked her to check the Coinstar. She said there wasn't anything in the Coinstar. Um, in fact, the only thing I found in the Coinstar in the last few months was a quarter. So yeah, so she dropped us off, and Chris played at the my little brother, he played at the park for a little bit, and then eventually we started kind of walking back, and yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was a very nice day. It actually ended up being a very nice day yesterday. It was perfect too, because it was sunny, but it also wasn't too hot. So yeah, that was nice. We've had so much gray weather and so much rain lately that we wanted to take advantage of it finally being nice for once. So yeah, so that was kind of a fun day. And then, as I said, we went home and we ate the KFC that we ordered. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the hunt. So I ended up hunting all those coins. So, but actually, well, last I filmed was March 20th. So, March 20th. So, I think that was Thursday. Oh, I didn't recap any of the things that happened Friday. So, because because when I talk about how the hunt went, I'll bring something up that happened Friday, so I should tell you about that before I talk about the hunt. So Friday we went grocery shopping. Mom decided not to go to Trader Joe's. We ended up going to Fred Meyer. Um, and because we were in Sumner, I ended up stopping at the Sumner Chase. It wasn't the most ideal location, but we brought my passport along because I still don't have an ID, and at the time I didn't have my card either, and so one of the walk up chase, when I was on the phone asking about when I had lost my card, if I could use my passport, and they said yes. So I brought my passport along. This mainly for that's kind of half of the reason why I wanted to go, because one, I wanted to see if they would accept my passport, and two, I wanted to return. So I had taken like $35 worth of the dimes that I had, because I had like $200 total. So, and I didn't really have any other coins I was trying to return, so I thought, why not get rid of, 30 some dollars worth of these dimes, because I had so many anyway, and I didn't know if I wanted to do that many in a hunt. And I thought, why not, even if it only ends up being a couple rolls, why not try to exchange them for like some quarters, because I had gotten quarters. I had gotten only 2 rolls of quarters the previous weekend, so I went in there and it was pretty much a success. They were able to take my passport, so I guess in theory I could have brought more coins with me. Like, it's one of those things. Like, if I knew that they would accept my passport, I probably should have hunted more of those dimes. But because since I know what I got in those dimes, I'm kind of glad that I didn't hunt more of those, and I'll tell you why. But yeah, it was a success. They accepted my passport, and I got another $80 in quarters that were all machine wrapped. So I had $100 in machine wrapped quarters, and I even got 5 more rolls of nickels that were all machine wrapped. So I did that, and then Sumner also has a U.S. bank that's been pretty good to me every single time I've been there, but apparently they're not open on Saturdays anymore. So I finally tried my walk-up chase, because that's the only other bank that's really on the way home. And she actually had the teller there actually had 3 more rolls of quarters. So and they were custom wrapped, not machine wrapped. So I had gotten a total of I had gotten an additional $110 in quarters. So because I was tempted to wait again another day, like see if mom could see if I could maybe press my luck and have her take me on Saturday too. But I was like, you know what? I have enough coins. I didn't get like a crap ton of quarters, but I really couldn't have gotten that many quarters anyway. I mean, I guess in retrospect, now that since I had known that they would have taken my passport, I guess I should have tried on Saturday. But I was like, you know what? I have some quarters. That was my intent. And I couldn't have really done much more anyway. So I just hunted all the coins. I had left like 160 in dimes, 130 in quarters, like 60, 70 in nickels. And then so this is actually kind of good news. I actually was able to combine the other like 13 or so dollars from that $25 that I got at the Covington Chase in the last time my dad took me, and the $14 or so that I got from the Chase in Bonnie Lake, and I was actually able to make a custom wrap box. So that's actually really exciting, because I didn't think I would be able to do that, and I decided to leave it as a full $25. I know in theory I could have I don't know if that'll stay. I know in theory I could have taken some more out of this and included more pennies with the hunt, but I was like, you know what? I have 25, and it's only, even though it's only $3, it's still some pennies. So, sorry, I'm trying to find a better way to let's set this down. So I decided to only just include like the $3 and that 25 in custom wrapped. I'm still not gonna hunt them just yet, because I'm still not sure fully if I still want to, use some of those pennies in another hunt. This isn't really holding up my phone either, but I'm still not sure if I actually want to do it like that. I probably will, but I just haven't made a decision yet. So, I'm still holding on to those. And I also decided that I think I'm going to not upload the video with the other video of those other custom wrap pennies that I hunted in like December. Okay, this is not going to work. Maybe that's a little better. I'm leaning it up against my laptop. So I was because that's initially what I was going to do. I was trying to get another batch of pennies, preferably $10 or more, but especially preferably a box worth, and I have a box worth here. And my plan was to, because the other batch of pennies, $25 in custom wrap that I hunted in December, it didn't really have many finds. I was gonna combine it with some more pennies. But I'm not like, even though that hunt only had like, as far as I can remember, only like 3 or 4 wheat pennies, it would not be something I would normally upload as a standalone video at all. But I think I'm going to, just because penny hunts are going to be so rare, like, I just, this might be one of those things where even if a $25 batch of pennies only gives me like 1 wheat cent, I might still upload it as a video, just because, getting pennies, having pennies to hunt in themselves is a bit of a rare occurrence anyway. So I guess, does that not prompt, a video of its own? So I think I'm just going to do the $25 I have down there as a standalone video and just upload that other footage. Plus, I can get it off my phone earlier anyway. So I ended up having like $3 worth of pennies for the hunt. So yeah, it was kind of an interesting mix. It was like 130 in quarters, like 165 in dimes, like 70 in nickels, and like $3 in pennies. So because the fear that I had with dimes was, I've had so many mixed hunts where I have a large amount of dimes, like $100 or more, and I get absolutely nothing. And it seems like most of the time when I get silver dimes, it's in the smaller hunts. Like, that was even true in 2025 when I was still getting a lot of silver dimes. I was still mainly only getting them in the smaller hunts. So I was like, oh no, I have like $150 here, so I bet I'm going to get like nothing. Especially because this is one from the Bonnie Lake Chase, a bank where I usually either get searched coin or coin that's a collection dump. And more than likely, it ends up being searched coin. So I don't know. I don't think this match of dimes was a collection dump, but the dimes definitely did provide. They definitely did do what I wanted them to do, because we got not one, not two, not three, but 4 silver dimes out of that hunt. Two of them were in the same roll. These two. I got a 1960, actually in this roll right here. This is the exact roll. Right here. I only got one roll of its type, but I got a 1960 Denver in that roll that looked really, really worn. I thought it was a mercury dime, but it wasn't. And then this is kind of cool too, because this is a little bit of a bucket lister, because I have been wanting to find a 1958 Roosevelt dime, because I've never found one from that year for some reason. So I finally found one. Of course, it's the most dirty one, but I finally found a 1958 silver dime. And then one of the rolls had the oldest one, a 1954 Denver, and then one of the rolls had a 1963. I think that the two individual silver dimes were in rolls like this, and then the other two were obviously in this roll. So yeah, I mean, I actually, I'm glad I got a lot of dimes, because it panned out. Like, it worked out the way I hoped it would. We didn't get like 10 silver dimes, but that's, 4 is a lot more than I could hope for. Even one I would have been happy with. But the other cool thing, I don't know, almost as cool as getting 4 silver dimes to me. And this is actually going to be a coin I'm going to be flipping up, because the coin, it does have a decent scratch on the front, but these coins are still selling for at least a couple bucks on eBay per coin. I finally found on March 21st of 2025, 2 years after 2024 over, I finally found my first 2024 nickel. Finally. I actually found it live too. I was hunting another roll, and I was showing another find, and I actually saw it towards the end of the roll live. Because I get so tricked because half the time I see 2014 nickels and I think they're 2024s. And so at first I thought it was a 2014, and then I got to the end of the roll and realized no, it's not a one, it's a two. So, and it's the Denver too, which is the more desirable of the two. It's the lower minted. So, yeah, I finally found my first 2024 nickel coin roll hunting. I mean, Rob Finds Treasure has been finding these things left and right. But, yeah, so I finally found my first one, and I will turn the camera around and show you guys. Hold on. Make a YouTube short on your circulating history channel about about these things, about like your setup for those and how they work and how they've changed over the last few years. All right, so here's the 2024. I know showing coins is a thing for my coin channel. It still is not focusing very well. Yeah. I actually found one. I actually found one, guys. And then here are the silver dimes. 54D. 58D. And it's awesome too because 60D and 63D. And then as far as other notable finds, I got a 48S semi-key date, a 1939. And so this was kind of funny. One of the rolls of pennies, I only had $3 in pennies. And I was on the last roll and I had no finds. Like I was on the last roll and I had no finds, and I thought for sure, okay, I'm going to be skunked on pennies for sure. But the last roll actually had 3 wheat pennies in it. So the last roll actually saved us from getting skunked on pennies. But yeah, so the quarters were a bust. Yeah, the quarters unfortunately did not have anything. But yeah, the dimes definitely provided, and the nickels gave me a find I've been looking for. And I'm gonna flip this up, because I already have one of these in my album. I mean, to be fair, I have multiple coins in my best of coin finds container, which I officially switched to my old milk crate that I have. I have multiple coins in there that should be going in my album. Like I have that 1910s wheat, the semi key date wheat penny I found in 2024. That's in there when that in theory should be in my album right now. Oh, I also thought of doing a really good April Fool's prank video for my coin channel. I'm gonna do something different because the timing is awkward for me to film a full-on video. I'm gonna do something different. I'm going to bring one of these coin lots with me. These are one of the ones I got for Christmas, and I'm gonna do like a Coinstar April Fool's video. I'm gonna go up to the Coinstar and I'm gonna put those coins in the Coinstar bin. Obviously, I'll check it first and act like I found those. I thought it would be something different. I've never seen anyone do that as an April Fool's video. So I thought I just gotta remember to be at a Coinstar on April 1st, or before April 1st. I just need to upload it then. But yeah, so I'm happy that the dimes panned out, especially because, as you guys know, I've been struggling to find silver dimes so far this year, because so far out of the first basically 3 whole months of the year, I've only found 2, one in a Coinstar and one in a Coinstar and one coin roll hunting. And I turned my 2026 silver dime totals in one day from 2 to 6. So that was awesome. I finally bumped up the amount of silver dimes I found. So yeah, no other silver though. Nothing in the quarters, no silver nickels, but still. I've been doing great for silver nickels. Unlike silver dimes, silver nickels have not stopped being great. I seriously have found so many over the past year. I don't know if I found necessarily. I don't know. Who knows? I might have even found almost a full roll's worth. But Anyway, so I'm gonna end this here because I wanna get this video uploaded. Well, yeah, I want to get it uploaded soon, so I want to take some thumbnail pictures. And my sister is coming home at 3, and it's 2:51, so I'd like to get down there before she's down there. So I'm gonna end this. Yeah, that's really what I wanted to update. That we went grocery shopping and all that. So those have pretty much been the events of the day. Oh, by the way, also, my dad actually has the week off today, so I don't know. I might try to see if we might end up going to the DMV this week and making an appointment to see if I can get my ID. Um, I don't know. I think Dad knows that I'm not gonna be doing the semester. I was actually planning on it. Like, I was actually planning to actually get my butt in gear, but my butt in gear, but yeah. I don't know. But the reason, I might have actually done it if I hadn't have lost my card. Like, if I hadn't have lost my card, I might actually have tried to do it more. But I don't know. The problem is, I want to see if Dad can take me to another bank because he's off this week, and I like to go. I like to have him take me to the bank during the week whenever he can, whenever he can get out, because I like to go to I like to go to other banks during the week whenever possible because they seem to give me easier responses. But I don't know if he's pissed at me because I wasn't able to start the semester, he might not even want to. So I don't know. It depends on how I can gauge his mood. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here. That's pretty much all I wanted to update. So yeah. This is going to be the end of this video too, so I'll see you guys in the next vlog.